All right, so top 50, we're going to throw in two bonus ones just based off the layout on the website. So technically 52 and 51. And we're going to start off over here. Once this loads, a 1909 through 11 factory 42 back Walter Johnson. This 2.5 it sold for $3,240. It mentions right here from the T206 series featuring desirable Piedmont Factory 42 designation on the reverse. And how you can tell that right over there is if you go down below Factory 42, which adds a little bit of a premium to your Piedmonts because your 2.5 Walter Johnson's not selling for 32.40 in a Piedmont like this. Now, to add to this, that is one way that you can tell if a card is American Tobacco, if it has a factory number on it, and something that I learned once I got into foreign issue cards. All right, let's take a look at the other card before our top 50. So we have a green cob, just an extremely popular card in the hobby. This is probably the poorest of the poorest ones. Lots of creases, super rounded corners, and actually somewhat clean back on this copy. I was going to expect worse, but $3,360. I'm not familiar with this player. Well, we have a high grade Gaudi, and this is a super old label. I know a few people comment how often I talk about old labels, but this is a pretty sharp card. I will say that. And I think I mentioned it, but I have no idea who this is. Sold for $3,480. Michael Jordan, a PSA 6 of his 86 Fleer, $3,480. Then a sweet Caporal Ty Cobb bat off shoulder, 1.5. This sold for 36. Actually, pretty high sale. It's a clean card, but when you go to the back, there's some heavy. I would assume that's pencil. Let's see if it talks about it. They don't even have a description on it. But this is an overprint back, and yeah, 3,600 on that. Walter Johnson SGC 3. I am selling my portrait, by the way. I have it on my ComC account if anyone's looking for a portrait. And mine's an overprint back, but this 3 sold for 3,600. I think my overprint I'm asking about $3,000 for if anyone's in the market. $1933 Gaudi Gehrig in a 2. This sold for $3,600. It's actually not a bad looking too. I know from a technical perspective, the centering isn't the best on this card, but not a horrible copy. I think it has pretty good eye appeal compared to some other 2s that I see. I feel this is insane. 1988 Fleer unopened wax box, $3,600. But if you guys watch my junk wax videos, you would see that some of these cards go for a stupid amount of money in tens. It's either 87 or 88. Crazy amount of money. Not you're not guaranteed tens out of these. Just saying that, but 36 packs, you're looking at $100 a pack. Getting into this, that's so risky. T206 Cobb 1.5 for this red, and it's a Tolstoy, which is much rarer. Now there's a big crease going through over here and over there as well. But I do like the rear back, and that's sold for 36. Donruss from Roberto Clemente, 1 of 1. It's pretty nice on here. And this cut autograph sold for $3,720. Another 88-89 Fleer, $3,720. James Austin, E145 1915 Cracker Jack. I've talked about a few videos, but you can always find 15 Cracker Jacks in much higher grades than the 14s. just basically get the full set, and you can tell the year based off of how the back is positioned. But this is a very high grade, being an 8. 1997, David Ortiz autograph. PSA 10. This sold for $4,000. I think this is a pretty high sale. I'm curious what this is numbered to. It just says 68. I wish they said on the listing. I mean, there's no description on it. Really wish they told me what this was numbered to. I don't know. It says PSA DNA certified, so I assume this is an aftermarket auto. This isn't on card that you could pull. Maybe this is like numbered to 100 or something. I don't know. Someone who knows more about this, let me know. Babe Ruth. I'm surprised they gave this a min size, because most of the time with SGC, if you have any border on all 4 sides, they give it a numerical grade. And I feel like there's enough border right there. I think if I'm the buyer, I would try that again. I think you have a shot. Oh, it does have some writing. I mean, you're looking at a 1.5. I still think it's probably worth it to get to the 1.5. A 51 Bowman Maze 1.5. Not bad centering. I mean, it's pretty good centering, actually. I mean, from technical perspective, obviously 1.5. Crease is all over the place, and a little bit over there. Triple auto. Bird, Irving, Magic Johnson. Just based off of what each of these guys now charge to sign this card, it's crazy amount of money. But you can buy this on itself for $4,000 and skip all that hassle. It looks like a fairly nice card. I mean, does this have a chance of cracking it out and getting a dual grade? I don't know what they would charge on the PSA side of things and what some of these dual grades look. But I mean, from just first observations, this is a nice copy. 1939 Ted Williams 2.5. This sold for $43.20. A lot of these have terrible centering. This isn't horrible centering. The corners are pretty rounded for this copy, though, I will say, for being a 2.5. And there's a crease right there. I think it's a bit of an overgrade. I think that's a crease. No, there's a crease for sure over here. Definitely an older graded card. 2.5 Cobb Red background, Piedmont's. I don't know. I'd rather have the rare Tolstoy, but this is a very nice looking 2.5 copy. $114, including 3 Hall of Famers and 1 Southern Leaguer, T206 collection. Now, first off, you have Rube Marquardt. That's going to be an A. I mean, the corner's eaten off. What other Hall of Famers do we have over here? Bresnahan doesn't sell too great. Beckley, I can't remember if he's a Hall of Famer or not. I would assume. Taylor's not a Hall of Famer. Foster, not a Hall of Famer, I don't think. Let's see. Beckley was, yeah, I was correct. Foster is the Southern Leaguer. So, okay. You have all these over here. Is there any rare backs? We have the Southern Leaguer there with the Old Mill. These are all Piedmonts. Let's move to the back over here. They're all Piedmonts. Okay, so price point wise, right? You're at 4,500. You're at 114. There's not a ton of room, because I feel like you could sell these commons for $50 each. I mean, are some of these possible grade worthy? Maybe. But how much more are you getting over $50? I mean, it really depends what the grade would come back as. You still have the grading fees. I just know you could sell commons right now for 50-ish. That shows. Then you factor in the Hall of Famers. I mean, you'll get a decent amount from Marquardt, but you're missing a good chunk of it. I mean, this is probably just is a little bit less than retail, so someone got a or the seller of this lot did a really good job selling that. 1933 Ruth in A1. No, it's missing all of this over there, but it's not a bad one. I'd rather have that than a wrinkled mess. That's not bad. And 4,500. I mean, like, look at this. I mean, this is much worse. Look at those rounded corners. Staining, everything like that. 4,600. I mean, I think there should be more of a premium if you have like one issue just to go back at it. I know they're different Ruths. I mean, they're still from the same set. Like, give me this card all day long over the other one. No one cheaper. The other one's a double print, but it's a more popular card. 1933 Gehrig in A3. It's okay looking. And that sold for 46.80. 2018 Prism Basketball Blaster Case, 20 boxes. Lucas, 46.80. Sunbreaker bought that and is gonna probably double or triple their money for what they charge. Jackie Robinson, 52. Some terrible centering. You see that happening on the 52 cards. These corners on the left aren't too bad, but then you go here to the right. These are pretty rounded. And it sold for also 46.80. 53 Mantle 3.5. These 53s are interesting. Some of them are way undergraded, and some are way overgraded. I as a collector, I always look here to the bottom left because this will show you the damage on the card, and there's not much damage. I mean, there is, but for a 3.5, I think this was undergraded. I mean, I've seen 4s and possible 5s that look worse than this. So if you're buying at a 3.5 price, congrats, because this is a nice eye appeal copy. T206 Cobb, 3, bat on shoulder, 52.80. Piedmont back. Not bad. Another one of these cards where grades are all over the place. I mean, if you go to the 2 through 4 range, there's going to be a lot of disagreement on what something should be. So it's up to really the buyer to determine. And I mean, there's some spots that have a lot more showing, like wear-wise. The T205s show everything. But I think this is about right. If I was going to grade, I'd give it anywhere from like a 3 to a 3.5. Yeah, let's go over to the back and see just your normal Piedmont. There are other backs. They just don't get too much of a premium, surprisingly. 1954 Aaron in A5. And flip this over to the back. Always look at the corners and edges over here. This will show your damage on these cards. Maybe a little too much, but not a bad copy. 1.5 on this Gaudi Ruth. You saw a big issue over there. It's definitely cleaner than that other copy, and that sold for 57.60. Another 1.5. This is at 58.80. I'm standing over here to the right. Looks like some writing down below. M116, Christy Mathewson in A6. Like that's a very high sale for this card. .5, 1933 Gaudi, 181. We just saw the 1.5. 2.5 looks way nicer, but this is bumped up to a 7,800. Ooh, really bad staining here in the back. But the front looks really good, minus that corner issue. E103 Ty Cobb in a 1. This one sold for $8,700. 1951 Ted Williams. Man, 1951 Willie Mays. I don't know why I said Ted Williams. I think that Cobb I also called it E107 instead of E103. Or I'm thinking that. It's obviously E103. So I apologize. Don't throw that comment in the down below. But 51 Willie Mays in A4. Looks sharp, but has some centering issues. $9,000. 33 Gowdy Ruth, another one of these. This 2, which I think this is an overgraded 2. This should get a 1.5. But that's sold for 96. Cy Seymour, a cycle back. Love the rare stuff. That sold for about $10,000. 1 of 1 highest graded. Interesting seeing a Aaron Judge here. $10,200. Numbered to 50 autograph. I mean, people still pay that much for prospects. You have the Judge right here. As you see, authentic evidence of it trimming. I think it's right there. You can see. A thin layer of paper residue, fixed reverse. It looks nice. Oh, what's going on with this back? Oh, a thin layer. Well, I think we know what the next card care video will be. I bought this to try to get that off. $10,000 on that copy. Ty Cobb, 1907 Wolverine postcard. I actually like how they have the official stamp on here. I know from a grading perspective, that's a 1.5, or in this case, they gave it a 1. I don't know. I get it from grading, like you from the technical perspective. Someone wrote on the card and has a stamp, but that's what postcards were. That's their purpose. I don't know. It's weird. I feel like there should be different grading standards for postcards, but that's a argument I'll never win. 1933 Ruth in A3, $13,200. 33 Gehrig in A5, also $13,200. Nice corners on that one. 1921 Exhibits, paper 3.5, $16,200. I know Matt from the channel, not from the channel, but from the other auction videos, wants to buy an Exhibits Ruth. I actually looked at one at Chantilly. $1981 wax box, 36 packs, $18,000. Very, very expensive. I don't even know what a 9 sells for in that triple. $1965 PSA set registry, 8 GPA. That's insane. But that one sold for $37,000. 1964 registry, 8 also, $37,000. Number 23, which is crazy to think about. I mean, there's 22 sets that are technically better. 1950, 6.74. And you get the 50 Jackie in a 6. You get the Ted Williams in a 7. Campy in a 5. Spawn in an 8. I mean, I feel like there's some quick upgrades. Campy, you could upgrade that pretty fast, right? Bears in an 8. $37,200. 57 Mantle, 8.5. This set is known for its terrible centering. This one sold for $38,400. So take a look at the back. So, have a print effect right there. '14 Cobb 1.5. Great looking 1.5. I'm okay with these stains because they're all going to have that from 1914. If they don't, it's either been bleached or it just wasn't issued with the Cracker Jacks. Great 1.5. Is that a crease or like, why is this 1.5? Seems really nice. Jerry West, PSA 10, $54,000. Probably best time to sell this too. He just passed away. People are gonna pay up a little bit. Crazy nice looking card though. Curious if it ever sold before. 61. I was surprised 61 outsold all those other years. And that sold for 54,000. I guess because you have that Mantle Maris rivalry. But 1960, 66,000. Love the set way more. Yaz rookie card. You have that Mantle over there. McCovey. You have Cott. And 1963, 75 for PSA 8. I guess whoever consigned this wanted to get 8s. And there's your money right there. Your Pete Rose rookie and an 8. And also, these are way tougher to find in high grade. So let's take a look at some honorable mentions. But man, I would have thought the 1950 Bowman would have outsold the 1961. Interesting. All right, I'm gonna look at non-sports first because that's what I enjoy a lot. So we're gonna jump in there and see what's in the non-sports. So we'll go to highest priced. Ooh, non-sports type collection, 58 cards. Great Americans. We'll take a look at that as well. Look and sees. Anything else? Anything else? Look at that also. I think we should be pretty much good. We're at $100. I mean, there could be some interesting stuff still. $96 for 7 Pokemon subs. Seems like a pretty good deal. So, oh wait, where were those? I thought I saw some Indian gum. 15. All right, we'll look at those. What other categories are we gonna look at? So we looked at non-sports. Do they have golf or boxing? We have hockey. We'll go to boxing next. Highest price. Rocky 5 sold for 510. Don George 5,270. I have a 5 of that. It's interesting to know that price point. Corbett, Gans, and Fitzsimmons. That's a pretty good deal. I mean, $8 a card. It's using there. 1908 boxing collection. Let's see if there's anyone on that side of things. Ooh, I see a Jack Johnson there. We'll go through some of those. Both those for $54 is a steal. Even if they have bad backs. We'll go into what's next. Go into basketball. Although I don't know basketball, that's all Matt stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna cover basketball. Minus the stuff that we already talked about in this video. We'll go look at some football. Anything that really stands out. Never seen that dork before. Load that up. And let's just look at hockey really quick. I don't think they have any golf this one. No. Okay, let's take a look at some of these lots. So non-sports side of things, 58 cards. So these Ginter over here, I think they're nations. I can't remember. I've had these as well. These are probably about $20 to $30 a piece if they're not destroyed backs. No, that's a destroyed. That's Arms of All Nations. That's not bad. What else is in this? Ooh, these sell about $150 a pop. 150, 300, 450. How are the backs on those? Oh, they're clean backs. Someone got a great deal. Great deal. You might be looking at $200 to $300 a pop on those alone. I don't know why REA put those on the buried those on the second page, because those are your three best cards. Wow. Actually, I do remember watching this a lot. I didn't bid. What pirates do they have? Pirates alone are like $30, $40 each. Also, you have four of those. I mean, that's another $160. This is a great lot for the price. Great lot. Okay, we have 5 Great Americans. You're looking at $420. The Grant alone is $250 to $300. It really depends on their back. It's a clean back. I mean, you luck out on a 2.5 to a 3. That's $400 plus. And you throw in all the others essentially for free. You could sell those commons for about 40 to 50 each. Another pretty good buy there. Then look and see 16. I don't know what all these look and sees are going for right now. They're kind of all over the place, but you're talking about 7 slabs. And then all these down below, which Oakley does okay. $390. Probably about market, I would assume, on that one. There's a lot more look and see collectors and some of this niche stuff. These are pretty tough. The Seal of North Carolina plug cuts. The Lincoln in this set's the best one. It sells for about $3,000. I assume that's probably about a $50 to $75 card with Gladstone. And I could be off. But then you throw in all these other side things. Ooh, I like the artwork on that right there. That looked really nice. Interesting. And like I said, there's some cool stuff in here. $150, not bad. Pokemon collection. This is 7 Pokemons. First edition on that one. I have no idea what these go for, but $96 for 7 slabs. You're looking at $14, essentially a slab, a little less, but you figure there's other fees involved. Indian Gum collection, 15 cards for $96. This is the type of stuff that there might be short prints or something like that. You have to look them up. But $6, $7 a card. 22. You have Gans, you have Corbett. Both those sell pretty well. Fitzsimmons sells well. You have Sullivan, Kilrain. That's a classic. Who else did on the second page they didn't even mention? They didn't even mention Peter Jackson. He's a bigger name. Gem Mace. Not as big as Peter Jackson, but $8 a card. Probably doing pretty well. I mean, the Gans, I think, is like 30 to 40 alone. Corbett, probably about 30-ish. You're looking at 70 there. Fitzsimmons, probably 15, 20. Sullivan, at least 10. I mean, what, about 100 alone before you even jump into the second page. Peter Jackson, you could easily get $20 for. By the way, when I say these comps, this is just what's on top of my head. Like, if I was going to go after these lots, I would actually do the numbers behind them, not kind of just this thinking like this. But these are all commons on these either 1908 or 15s. It's either, there's 3 sets that have this design, 08, 09, and 15. I usually sell the commons, though, non-big names, for like $3 to $4. Some bigger names go for 6, 7 commons, but most of those are like that. So figure those 4 right there, or those 4 about $12. I'm pretty sure Jack Twin Sullivan's a little bit bigger name, maybe $5 or $6, but you're looking at $18 there. Carpentier's a bigger name, but doesn't really sell that well, surprisingly. He was an actor and also a boxer. So probably a little bit of an overpay by that buyer. But you're still at $5 a card. It's not like a horrible overpay. This actually was a great buy. You have the Jack Johnson there and also a Battelle, $96. I mean, you could probably get that back in the Jack Johnson alone. I don't even know what these go for now, but oh, you have Harry Grab. It's a bigger name too. It wasn't mentioned. Yeah, this was a pretty good buy. I'm pretty sure, unless these Jack Johnson cards have gone down. Um, I guess we'll end the video on this. Which, by the way, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I do a lot of auction recaps. I usually have a second host when we do these recaps, but he couldn't make it today. I'm recording on the 4th of July. But Jim Thorpe, love the imagery on the set, and I'm actually not familiar with the set at all, and apparently REA isn't either because they didn't leave a description. $96. I think this is a pretty good buy at 96 because his 55 sells pretty well, and I actually like this one better than his 55 Topps card. But I want to see, is there anything on this? All right, so I have the set. Oh, there's a Buffalo Bill in there. That's the PSA side of things. Someone wants $900 for the 4, $650 for the 3. It's a football album. That's what it looks like in the album. Wonder who that is over here. I'm going through a rabbit hole right now at the very end of this video. Famous Red Man. Indians and their famous football teams. Is that it? No. I've seen this 1958 sticker, whatever PSC slabs, but never seen the rushing sticker anywhere. Huh. There's 2 cards in there. I've never seen that one either. Well, I've never seen either of those. It's an album. This one has a Jim Thorpe postcard. Never seen this postcard either. Well, I'm getting a little off tangent, but apparently 2 cards in that set. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you another one.